everyone, it's Lisa. Today on DoodleDrawArt, we're going to do a chalk Halloween drawing. So I'm using my VersaChalk markers. You might have seen a couple of other chalk marker tutorials that I did, or sweet art that I did. Now what I like to do with these to get them started is to make sure I've shaken them really well and then prime the tips so that I know the chalk is flowing. And that one looks good. So far, so good. Yeah, they're both ready to go. You can see I've done this a few times before. So I'm going to draw a moon shape with the silhouette of some creepy things inside. So I think what I'll start off with is the eyeballs of the owl and the pumpkins, because those things are going to have blackness surrounding them. So for the owl, I'm going to make little eyes that come in like this. I'm using orange. So this is just the edges of the eyes for the owl, and that's it. I stop there. And then I'm going to draw the outline of the owl. So I'm going to switch now to yellow because I'm going to color the moon in yellow when I get to that part. So what I'm going to do is draw around the edges of the owl. I'm going to draw the peaky ears here and scooping in toward his head. And then up and down. So what I'm really focusing on more so than the line I'm drawing is the line I'm leaving behind inside the shape of the owl, because the rest of this will be colored yellow around the edges. So now my owl is going to be sitting on a branch. So I'm going to bring him down toward the branch, but now it's time to draw the actual branch. So he's just going to be sitting on this branch of the tree, and it's an old craggy tree. So here is the branch sticking up from where he's sitting, and it's also sticking down from where he's sitting. So we're really just going to see the inside edges of all of this once we are done. So now I'm going to come back toward the owl, but I'm going to stop right here because I want to see his tail coming down from below the edge of the tree here. So I'm just going to make the shape of his tail coming down like this, and over like this, and then back up. And then the tree branch, now let's finish drawing the rest of this tree. So the tree is coming from over here, and it's just gonna have all these little craggy, creepy looking branches sticking away from the middle, just like this. And bring it down. So I have an idea of the shape of this tree, and just going to keep following my idea here as I develop it. And it's going to be interfering with the moon, like the moon is going to be making a silhouette of the tree here. So I'm going to try and keep it shaped inside my circle, which I have not yet drawn. All right, so let's bring this branch down here. This is like the trunk part of the tree. And then there's going to be another longer branch kind of sticking over this way in this direction. And it might have another little branch sticking underneath from it. So the creepier, the more little branches your tree has, the creepier it will look in the end. It's not going to be a particularly straight tree, more leaned over and awkward looking. The creepier the better. All right, so I'm thinking still about the moon. So this is all going to be black inside here. And now I'm just thinking what this part will do here. Just going to bring a little branch this way. And let's see, the moon's going to come around in a circle. So let me just start that part up here. Up and around. Coming down from here and on this side, coming around this way. So just make the best type of circle that you can. We can refine this as we go. But what's happening from here now? The moon, I think, is right on the horizon of the ground. So I'm going to draw some grass and a bunch of sticky up things down here so that it's not just sitting, not floating in space. Obviously the tree is on the ground, so I'm just going to make these up and down bits to show the grass. We'll color all the rest of that inside in. All right, and then I'm going to finish this tree in a moment. I'm just going to think about the shape of it here while I add some more details. We're going to have some pumpkins. So the first pumpkin that I'm going to draw is going to be sitting right here at the base of the tree. So you can make any kind of pumpkin face you want, but you're only going to see the face because it's in shadows. So you could make, you know, triangle pumpkin faces like this. And the pumpkin could be very scary looking like this. Not scary, aggravated maybe. And then we're also going to have a pumpkin that's hanging down from the tree on a little bit of like a mobile or something like that. So we're going to make the face of that pumpkin as well. This one you are going to see the outline of the pumpkin because it's going to be hanging against the moon. So I'm just making a pumpkin face up here. And this pumpkin will be outlined. I'm going to show you that right now. So this one's hidden in the darkness, in the dark shadows. But this one, we're going to actually see the pumpkin. So I'm going to make a pumpkin shape right here. First I'll make the top of the pumpkin. Now I'm going to make the string. So this is the tricky part. I'm going to make it look like a very narrow bit there, attaching to my pumpkin. And then it's going to have the pumpkin's top and then the pumpkin's bottom. I don't know how it's hanging from this rope, but it is. And I'm going to draw some bats. So I'm going to keep working with my yellow here. And now I'm just going to, again, focusing on what's on the inside, not on the outside. I'm going to draw some bats. But let me just finish this tree because it really does need to have the rest of the outline done. So this tree is leaned way over. It's going to have another branch that's going off toward the edge of the moon here, and a craggly branch. And it's growing down towards the bottom like this. And then we'll bring the moon in a circle just like that. All right. So now bats are flying in front of the moon. So let's make a bat shape. We've drawn bats before. Start off with the little ears of the bat. And then we're going to have the top wing, which we sort of see the head of the bat, but we sort of don't. So it's just going to scoop up like this. And it's going to scoop out to the side here. And then we're going to bring it down. Same thing on that side. Scoop out, scoop over, bring it down. And then the bottom of the bat is interesting. It's always got these like bumpy bits like this. Like this. And so we're going to be coloring all this in, leaving that black outline. So let's draw another bat over here. Let's draw the same way. We're going to start off with the ears of the bat, and the head, and the wings like this. I'm looking at the black inside here as I do this, mostly for the shape of this bat. There. Great. So it looks like a bat inside. And what else could we draw? We could draw, let's put one more bat. Let's put him over here. So we're going to do the ears like this, the wings like this, coming out a bit further like this. And then we're going to scoop around this. Over. All right. Maybe some more details. Let me think. What else would be good? Maybe that's enough. Maybe it is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use orange and yellow, and we're going to color in everything except the tree and the guys that we just drew. So the job now is to fill in all of these notched tree sections with chalk. So I might do this in time lapse after a bit here, because you probably don't want to watch me do this. It's probably going to take me 15 minutes to do this. You don't want to watch it all happen. But yeah, so I've been away for a bit, and you might have noticed that I haven't been posting videos too much lately, but there's always lots that you can check back on older videos that I've done. There's lots of Halloween videos. Maybe I'll put a few over here in the corner to give you some ideas of things you might like to draw for Halloween. And I'd love to hear what you've been up to, what you'd like me to do next. I really have been enjoying some chalk these days. I think I'll maybe do this one as one of those Uber time-lapse videos as well, instead of only just doing it as a tutorial. Some people like to just watch that go by really fast. So they don't, because they didn't want to learn how. They just wanted to see what it looked like when I was done. So let's give you both, the ability to do both. So you could do this type of thing using using a black piece of paper. I'm using chalkboard, vinyl. That's what it is, chalkboard vinyl, and VersaChalk markers. All right, so I'm just finishing up coloring in this entire moon. Now, some of the areas you can see my chalk lines more than others, so I could go back over some of this and just darken it up and thicken it up to give it more contrast between the black and the other area. But what I do want to be careful of is that I don't smudge. So I just put a little piece of paper under my hand here, and that will just keep it less likely to cause smudging. And also, if my chalk's not really dry, where I'm writing over the second time, it's going to pull off the chalk layer underneath. So be a little careful about that as I go as well, making sure that my next layer is nice and thick and wet so that it doesn't pull off my underneath layer. I'm not really going to fill this whole thing in again. I'm just going to even out some of the less dark areas, if that makes any sense. And I'm thinking about whether or not I want to add any orange into the moon. I kind of want to, but I kind of don't. I don't really want to ruin the good job that I did. So sometimes when you're happy enough with your art, you should stop, because it's super easy to like add things and go, oh, that was too much. I didn't like that. So I'm deciding about that right now. But yeah, so I would love it if you could keep me posted on what's new in your life, what you would like me to draw next. If you're dressing up for Halloween, you could tell me about that. And you could subscribe for more DoodleDrawArt. And of course, you can find lots more Halloween things to draw just here in the sidebar. And thanks for watching.